Good morning, everyone. My name is Riyad, and today we're going to present to you the technical outlook presented by Windsor Brokers. Today is the 31st of July, and uh, to begin up with, let's look at the daily calendar. And we have a lot of technical data today, but probably not all of this data is as much as important as the other ones. First of all, around 11 o'clock Cyprus time, we have the Italian monthly unemployment rate. Previous numbers were 10.1, expected to be 10.2. On the Eurozone, around 12 o'clock Cyprus time, we have the flash CPI estimate. Previous and expected is 2.4, and the employment rate on the Eurozone is 11.2%. In the afternoon at 3:30, we have some data, important ones on the Canadian economy. GDP is expected to be 0.2% instead of the 0.3% from the last period. On the other hand, on the US, we have some data also around 3:30. It doesn't look like it's going to give a big effect like the data that is on 5 o'clock. 3:30 Cyprus time, we have core PCE index. We have the employment cost index, personal spending and personal income. Not expected to have much impact during those figures. However, around 4:45, we have Chicago Purchasing Manager Index, which could cause a little bit of movement in the market. Previous numbers were 52.9, expected to be 52.6. If we see something lower than 52, so probably it's going to be bad signals for the dollar. At 5 o'clock also, we have the CB consumer confidence data, which is also expected to be lower than previous numbers. Expected to be 61.5 instead of 62. Also, if we seen it lower than 61, could be bad for the green currency, and if it's higher than 62, could give good impact for the dollar. If you look in general about the news that's been happening in the market, we don't see much. The same news is happening all over and over. Everyone is talking about Grahi speech when he said we'll do whatsoever to protect the euro. There is still a little bit of good sentiment in the market, thinking that or awaiting more actions from the ECB and or of course to boost their economy. On the Asian market, we've seen a little bit of slowdown in some of their PMIs, and it also indicates that there could be a slow or an increasing slow in the global economy. On the other hand, the US has not much to say. Yesterday, we've seen some figures on the US which didn't make any move, and also some on the yesterday also we've seen the Italian bond auction, which was a little bit better than expected but didn't make any effect. Let's take a look at the chart and see what could the market movement tell us. First of all, if we look at the euro against the dollar, we have seen a sharp rise since the past week. It also continued while there was the famous speech of Grahi, which boosted the euro. Currently, it started to drop down after it reached 123.90 area until 122.24 almost, and now it's trying or going up to test the 122.90. If you go to the hourly chart, we can see that we have the first resistance area around 122.90, which is the area where it started to drop yesterday during the afternoon. After this point, we have the 123.25 area, and then 123.50, and then finally the highest point where it reached. However, if you go to the daily chart, we can see that the 124.25 or 124.10 zone is the most major point of for the euro, and any break there would trigger a further upside on the medium and long run, probably towards the 130 area. So probably we might see a reversal of this point if we notice that there could be a break of this area, then probably it's gonna start to go higher. From the downside, currently it had already tested the 122.25 yesterday, which will open 121.70 or 60, which was the previous area where the euro broke during the speech, and the break there would, open further downside towards the 120.5 area, probably even lower. Sterling against dollar has a similar move. However, it hasn't been, consolidating much like the euro. It's only a sideways move. Currently, it's been trading between 157.25 and almost 156.70. A break below this area would open the path towards the points where it initially broke, which is the area of 155.70. However, during this rise that was happening, we spotted some correction and then a buyback of the sterling, which could cause few resistance points. If we go to the 15-minute chart and we go back towards the rise, you can see here we have a small point around 155.90 and another one around 156.50. So probably we're gonna also look at these points, which are 155.90 and we said 156.50 almost. So also they are good points to monitor on the way, in case we've seen a small reversal to those points. But however, the target is going to be the area of 155.50 if this point has been broken. On the upside, as you can see on the daily chart, the cable has been trading on a sideways trend between the 157.70 area and the 154. Currently, it has been testing this 157 area. If the market price holds above the 156.70s, the current lows it has been trading on, this area probably is going to try to test those high, and if there was a break, it's expected to go higher. You can see that there isn't much point on these areas. We have a small resistance around 158.45 or 50. Next probably is gonna go to 160.70 area, which was the previous points that already had or that the points that have been broken on the 15th of March 2012. But of course, that's on the long run. On the short term, still trading below those very good resistance area, and if it's broken, it's gonna go higher. On the lower side, probably a break around this area is going to open the 155.90 and next 155.50. Dollar Swiss almost moving the same way as the euro. If you look at it, we can see that it also has been trading between 97.70 from the lowest point, and from the highest point it managed to break the previous peak of a few days ago, and during the last or yesterday it had went up towards the 98.20 zone. Probably if it also holds above the 97.70, it's gonna make it easy to break this area and to go higher. However, as you can see, the 20 on the 4-hour chart, the 20 moving average, you can see that it's almost trading on the areas where we're looking at, so probably it's going to push the market lower So we're going to see a test of 97.70 to open the path lower, probably towards the 97.20 and then 96.70. On the other hand, if you go to the 1-hour chart, you can see that the same like what happened to the euro. We can let's take a look at the rise that happened. You can see that there's not much to tell. The rise that happened didn't give us any points uh, on the dollar Swiss, so probably it's gonna go higher after a break of this area. The good first resistance is, as you can see, it's the point where it initially broke the 98.70 area, and then the point where it started the low, 99.08 or 010 area, and then back to the previous highs. For the dollar against the yen, you can see that the price is almost moving on a sideway between the, let's say, 78 area, and from higher probably around the 78.50 area. Yesterday's peak was capped at 70. Oh, sorry, this is the 27th of July's peak was capped on the 78.70 area, which is initially the point where it already broke before and went back again to the same point and also dropped. On the 1-hour chart, if you look at this peak, now it has been a downtrend so far, trying to go lower than the point where it initially started this uptrend, which is the 78.5, 78.10 area. We can see that during yesterday it was consolidating for a period of time for a small range between 78.10 and 78.30. A break higher than the 30 and 40 area would open again the previous highs. If this area or those 2 points were not broken, probably we're going to see a retest of the 78 and 77.95 area, which were the lowest areas that it already have reached before, probably 2 weeks ago. Now, any break, we're looking at the daily chart now, any break below the 77.95 would open the previous low of the 1st of June, which is the 77.60 zone, and any break below the latter would open the path towards the lowest points yen ever reached, which is the 75.5 area, and also which is the same points where the Central Bank of Japan have intervened 3 times, as you can see in the blue areas. So expectedly that we could see an intervention anytime soon if the dollar yen have broken the 77.60 and headed toward the 75.65 area. Let's take a look at gold, and first of all we're going to look at the daily charts. On the daily chart we can see that the gold have been consolidating between 1,525 zone and from the upside 1,635 to 40 zone. Currently the gold now it's trying to regain the 1,635 zone. Currently, or yesterday, it has reached the 1,629. A correction was capped at 1,614 area, and probably we're going to see a retest if it went higher more than 25. If not, if it drops below the 14 zone, probably is going to go and test the 10 area, 1,610, which is the previous peak of the 25th of July, and it was broken on the 26th. And following this area, drop towards the 1,600, 1,598 zone could be in play, and afterwards a probable drop towards the 1,590. Below there would open the path towards the As you can see, the sideway channel almost could be trading around the 60s area. However, as you can see, we have many support levels on the short run, and we have one major resistance on the medium to long term run. If these areas were broken, probably we're going to see a rise or a rally towards the previous highs where it started to drop on the beginning of March, which is the area of 1,670. Above that point, probably is going to go higher to 1,700, and probably then it's going to resume the medium-term trend higher. Currently, it's still in trading range between those points. We're going to wait for, as we said, a break higher of a continuation of the trend to continue higher, or a break of the said support areas on the short term. Of course, this was the technical analysis presented today. We're gonna end the webinar now. I hope everyone have extra new things to learn, and we would also welcome any suggestions and any questions in the future. That's about it. Thank you for participating. Have a nice day.